Before we get into this video, the list is down in the description below because since I'm not on my phone, I can't expand my entire deck. I don't know why that's not a feature on PC, but whatever. What's going on, guys? You're watching Epic Pokemon TCG, and in today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at a basic starting version of Miraidon EX. I'm talking so basic that this deck goes to Starbucks, eats some avocado toast, and then drives home in its SUV to enjoy the rest of its day with this Chihuahua. That's how basic this deck is. But this obviously is one of the decks that has a lot of hype come around it from Scarlet and Violet, and I figured this to be a good starting point since, obviously rotations coming, all that good jazz. I think it's actually already hit. I can't remember the exact date, whatever. But it has the ability Tandem Unit, which is really good. It just allows you to search your deck for up to 2 basic electric Pokemon, and you just immediately get to put them on your bench. Turn doesn't end. No, you just keep going, which is very, very powerful. It also has a really good attack, Photon Blaster. It does 220 damage, which knocks out pretty much every single basic V and EX, which is really, really good. With the only downside, this Pokemon can attack, but has a 1 retreat cost. We do play some switching cards in here, which is going to be very helpful. And the cool thing about it is this Tandem Unit ability partners up very well with Regieleki VMAX, which is, the ability, it just allows your basic electric Pokemon's attacks to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. It's really nice. It has a nice 220 attack. It doesn't get any, increases because, of course, it is a VMAX Pokemon, so it is an evolution. But still, nonetheless, very, very strong. And oddly enough, we get to take a look at Regieleki V because Lightning Wall can actually do 130, or it could just do 100. But still, you can attack with this, and you can get it set up pretty early just because of how this deck's kind of set up. But it's just going to do 100 damage. I mean, turn 1, obviously things are evolving from 60 HP Pokemon, so you never know when this might come in handy. So we need to take a look at these attacks. I decided, especially in the gameplay you guys are going to be seeing, to focus on Raikou a little bit. I love Raikou. It has been one of my favorite attackers since it's come out. It has the ability Fleet-Footed, which just gives you an extra card. You never know, you might be able to top deck something pretty sweet. And then Lightning Rondo is going to do 20 and then 20 more for each of your bench Pokemon and your opponents. So that's really good. Obviously partnered up with Regieleki VMAX. Regieleki VMAX essentially is going to be 50 damage because you're getting 30 here and then 20 from Raikou V. So that's really good. And then, of course, Regieleki is going to be increasing Miraidon EX's attack here. So if you have 2 of them, you're cranking out 280 damage, which is really, really strong. And then we're going to partner it up with Radiant Greninja, which has the ability Conceal Cards. So you can just pitch a card and then draw 2, pitch energy specifically. So that's kind of the general strategy behind this deck. Like I said, I went for a really straightforward, basic version of it. You're just using your Tandem Unit ability to get your board set up, grab yourself like a couple of Regieleki, grab yourself a Regieleki and a Raikou or something like that, and then you just kind of go from there and start attacking. So now we're going to move over to the trainers, supporters, and all that good stuff. We're going to start off by taking a look at Electric Generator. You look at the top 5 and attach up to 2 basic electric energy cards you find to your bench electric Pokemon in any way you like. So this is really good, obviously, because you can set up one of your Pokemon here. Basically with the manual attachment for turn, if you're able to hit 1 electric generator for 2 energy, that is 3 energy, and you can get Photon Blaster set up immediately. Or you'll see in the gameplay, I really focused on Raikou V because I wanted to kind of test out how Raikou V did during, against the deck you'll be seeing me face. Because it only takes 2 energy, so you need 1 energy to hit off of electric generator, and then manual attachment, Raikou's ready to go. So that's why we play 4. And then we also play Energy Recycler just later in the game. You can throw some electric energies back into the deck, and then that way you'll have some targets for electric generators, so you can kind of charge up your deck a little bit more. We're playing Trekking Shoes. Like I said, this is a basic bare bones version of the deck, so this is just kind of like an early concept list of it, so I decided to run Trekking Shoes. You can definitely drop these for some other cards if you'd like to. We have a couple Escape Rope in here along with Beach Court because obviously Miraidon's attack says that whenever you attack you can't use it next turn, so that's why that's in here. As for the ball searching cards, we have 4 Ultra, 4 Nest Ball, and then for some more consistency we have 2 Forest Steel Stone, which attached to your Regieleki can allow you to get yourself a V-Star ability for the game, and you can just grab any card out of the deck that you might need. Next up, we have Professor's Research. Going to be running 4. Just pitch your hand, draw 7. We have a Arven, excuse me. I said Armin. You can tell I've been watching Attack on Titan. You get to search your deck for an item card and a tool card, so you can grab Electric Generator, you can grab Forest Steel Stone. If there's a turn late in the game, Forest Steel Stone can be very helpful. We play Arven. You can grab like, energy recycler, and then try to grab electric generator with the force steel stone. There's definitely some plays there that can happen. But we also are going to be playing 3 bosses orders. This deck can crank out some decent numbers, so we can just kind of pick around our opponent's Pokemon, drag up those basic V Pokemon, those EX Pokemon that we can one shot. So that's very, very nice. And that's about it. We're going to be rounding out the deck with 13 electric energies. We want to increase the energy count just a smidge in this deck because obviously we want to try to hit our electric generators. And the energy recycler is going to be very clutch later in the game. Shuffling 5 or up to 5 back in there, so that way energy recycler, especially with a thin deck, definitely has some targets to kind of pick out. Now I want to go ahead and point out a boo-boo that I made for this video. I accidentally put 4 escape rope in this deck, and I completely forgot to throw Radiant Greninja in here. I don't remember what other card is in here. So the deck that you guys are going to see doesn't have Radiant Greninja, but it was supposed to be in there. Yeah, I was like super tired not to throw this deck together. Yeah, so that was my bad. But we're going to hop into the gameplay here, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. If you did, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And I'm going to be back with some more Scarlet and Violet decks soon. I'm currently working on that as we speak. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're recording. Yeah. Okay. We're doing a new setup because I am laying in bed right now. Because if I sit up for too long, I feel like crap. Alright, so we're laying in bed doing a commentary. This is brand new for me. But I hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see on screen, we are currently going to be facing a Giratina deck in this matchup. Now, I was a little nervous because this was one of my first times piloting Miraidon, and I didn't necessarily know what attacker to really go for. I was like, crap, I guess I'm just going to try to set up Raikou in this matchup since, it only takes 2 energy, and obviously, these Lost Box or Giratina decks, whatever you want to call them now, can definitely crank out a lot of attackers pretty fast. So I was like, I'm just going to go for the one that takes 2 energy, one that I can kind of consistently set up. So that is why I went with that decision. So my opponent is going to do the traditional Comfey 11-minute turn nonsense. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about just rotation and things like that. Obviously rotation's coming up, and I'm really hoping that kind of like the meta game, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's not like Lost Box and then the new Lugia only dominating, because I felt like we had way too much of that in the past rotation. Like I got to where like I just kind of stopped watching regionals because I just got tired of watching Lugia. Like I felt like every stream I was seeing Lugia. So right here I'm going to Ultra Ball. Obviously I'm going to be more or less putting myself in a top deck mode. But my plan here is to grab Miraidon, and then I have a couple Raikou in the deck, or at least one. That was kind of my plan. I was like, I'm going to fleet-footed and hope for the best. So, yeah, I got double Raikou in the deck, which is good. And the math with Miraidon in this matchup as far as hitting 280 is you can do it a little easier. It'll cost an extra energy, but it's a little easier to hit that 280 against Giratina than it is for Raikou. A lot of pieces kind of have to fall into place for you to hit that 290 mark with Raikou, opposed to Miraidon. You just need an extra energy. That was something that I noticed in this matchup. But this is just me trying to figure out the matchup, figure out like, hey, should I go for this attacker? Should I go for that attacker? So I mean, just kind of experimenting basically. We're playing the new format. We're trying to learn things. We're trying to figure out what works best, what works against what. And this was one of those experimental matches. That I was just trying to figure out, and the vibe was pretty solid. I'm laying in bed, I got music going, I'm kind of sitting there chilling, drinking my, hell, I don't even know, it's like some kind of hydration packet drink or whatever. So, I was vibing. So I'm able to take an early prize, and I figured, like, unless my opponent just goes off, just absolutely goes off, I should be okay. Worst case scenario here brings up Cramorant, and Crammy Boy hits me for 110. But I felt relatively safe here. So see, my opponent is just kind of setting up their board, and kind of at this point I was feeling really comfortable about having Raikou as my attacker because, of course, Greninja's sitting there. He's gonna at least have 2 Comfey. He's got the Crammy Boy. He's got Giratina. So I was like, I'm gonna be dishing out a decent amount of damage. It's not gonna be anything crazy. It's not gonna be anything astronomical. But, excuse me, sorry. It's going to be something pretty decent. So my opponent had the easiest Chorus experiment of their entire life, a Battle VIP pass and Drapion. Not playing Mew. It's past the first turn. Obviously, that's the two cards you pick, the Ditch and the Lost Zone. There's a few decks that I already actually have built IRL. I've gotten prepared for the new format, and I'm kind of thinking about, instead of doing the deck profile portion on live, if I have it built IRL, I might do like an IRL deck profile, like kind of tabletop style. And then if you guys want to, I could definitely tack on a gameplay from live, or I was wanting to get with one of my buddies is really wanting to get together and record some gameplays, like tabletop wise. I think, he said he didn't want to play; he wanted to play and record them. So I was pretty hyped about that. He's the homie, and he definitely he knows I want to get some content for the channel. So as we see, I missed an electric generator, which is unfortunate. Probably doesn't help that I have 3 electric energy in my hand. I'm going to try to get some stuff going, obviously, with what's going on. I'll go into detail on that later. Playing IRL right now is kind of weird for me. So I got a couple Ultra Ball. I'm going to pitch those, throw them in the discard pile. I was like, I got Energy Recycler somewhere. It's somewhere in there, so I'll grab it when I can. So I'm able to get Regieleki down. So now I'm doing an extra 30 damage. And I think right there I should have went ahead and did Tandem Unit. I really think I should have. Just went ahead and just grabbed another Regi. But taking another prize, I have a 4-6 prize lead. And obviously it's just going to take one Guillotine attack to even up things. So I think right there I definitely should have grabbed the third Regieleki. Just so that way, just off of 3 Regielekis, if I'm able to get them evolved, that is just going to be 150 damage right there, basically. If my math does add up there, which, of course, with me, take that with a grain of salt. Math and I are not friends. So my opponent gets the Giratina V-Star, and right here I'm like, oh no. Giratina V-Star comes up, and I'm thinking basically from this point my opponent is going to absolutely tie up the game. And yeah, right there, I don't know why I didn't grab that third Regieleki. Which, and my opponent actually bossed up the Regieleki VMAX, and so I'm thinking for sure my opponent's going to take the lead here. But you ever, go back and watch yourself, do something, and you're just like, God, why did I do that? That was me kind of looking back at this matchup, and I'll go into another issue later on. I don't know why it's raining on the field. I guess it's because Regieleki's in the active spot. But yeah, it's just raining. My cards are getting wet. It's raining at the beach. Come on, man. I got the beach sitting out there. And my opponent hits me for 280. So my Regieleki VMAX is definitely within range for a Sableye attack. And that is not good. Thankfully, though, homie's got free retreat. And right here, I think I play that Nest Ball to get the Regieleki. And I don't know what I was doing, because I even have 2 Regieleki VMAX in the deck, so definitely a misplay there on my part. Just if I'm able to get 3 Regieleki VMAX out, I should get 3 Regieleki VMAX out. Apologies, I had to take me a drinky drink. All right, so right here, I'm going to try to take out this stupid Giratina, and here is where the misplay is going to come back to kind of bite me a little bit and kind of make things a little awkward. So I'm going to grab that Professor's Research just to have that in my hand. I'm short 20 damage. Now, obviously, if I didn't draw the Regieleki VMAX, but I drew the Forest Steel Stone. So right here, if that Regieleki VMAX or V was on the field previously, I could just Forest Steel Stone or Ultra Ball. I could just drew into and could have got it there. So definitely, if you play this deck and you do play the 3 Regieleki VMAX and you have a situation where you can get 3 out, just because you need some damage output and you're kind of focusing on Raikou or whatever you might be doing, definitely take it. Right here, I definitely regret that. So I am 20 short from knocking him out, and this is where Baby Regieleki would kind of come into play. I think that card would be very good in this deck. Something I'm definitely going to be trying out. I really wanted to kind of make a basic bare bones version of this deck to cover for a video, and that's why I didn't go with a crazy teched out version. I went for a high number, easily cut down on card list, something to present you guys. But overall, Miraidon's very fun. There's a couple other decks that I'm wanting to play and cover that I think are pretty fun to try out. And the 3 that I have built IRL are the ones that I'm pretty hyped for. And I hope I can build one of them on here. I think I'm missing some stuff, but it shouldn't be anything catastrophic that I'm missing. The other one I had built, I think, like a few weeks before rotation hit. So we'll just have to see. If you guys definitely want some tabletop game, I can try to get some. It'll just depend on a couple different things. As my opponent gets that psychic energy down onto that Giratina V-Star. And right here, I think my opponent retreats into the Crammy and hits me for the 110. So, basically just off that alone, Sableye became scary. But yeah, my opponent does kind of sit a few times, but obviously, with Lost Box, there's a deck you have to think a lot with. Whereas I play like attach, attack, attach, attack, attach, attack kind of decks. So there comes Cramby Boy. The field turned back into a beach, so it kind of matches up with my stadium there. Alright, so right here, ADHD kicks in. I'm going to go ahead and spoil the misplay. I don't know why. Don't know why I did this, but y'all see that fresh Giratina V-Star hanging out there? Or that fresh Giratina V, excuse me. The one that can evolve into a Pokemon with 280. As we saw earlier, I struggled hitting that number. Well, Ding Dong here was not fully paying attention to the game. And he brought up the Giratina V-Star, not the V. And you see I'm sitting there for a second, and I'm like, gosh dang it, why the heck did I not bring up the V-Star? Because all I had to do, like any attacker I had set up could do 20 damage. And I was so sad. So right there, another boo-boo on my part, but it's fine. Again, guys, we're learning. We're trying to figure things out. We're trying to get stuff going here. I do still have access to my Forest Steel Stone. I just drew another one. So that's kind of still there. That's still present. Yes. I'm opening up myself right now as we speak to a 5 prize turn for my opponent potentially. Just kind of depending on stuff. If some crazy Howlucha shenanigans or something crazy kind of happens there. But yeah, my opponent definitely has the means to take some prizes here in this turn. But overall, I think the 2 glaring issues that I should have done in this video that would have definitely kind of like helped me out more is set up your 3rd Regieleki, since I am focusing on Raikou in this matchup over the Miraidon. And I should have brought up the fresh Giratina V and just removed it from the field, because then that would have just made the later game so much easier, because I could have just forward still for the boss's orders that I have in my deck, since I do have another Raikou set up, and that would have just mapped out perfectly in prizes. So definitely a huge issue there. I should have done that. But it's okay. You know what? Hey, we're learning this new rotation. We're learning these new decks. It's all good. That's what practice is for, right? So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But we do get hit with Roxanne. Again, that's fine. I have Forest Still. I have an attacker set up ready to go. So right here, I was short some damage, and I was kind of worried. I was like, man, my opponent is just going to kind of steamroll me from here. It was looking pretty worried. And he played that Nest Ball. Played that Nest Ball and got a Giratina V, and I was like, well, I win. I win, so it's only a matter of time. I was like, yeah, he's going to take out this Raikou V. I'm just going to promote the new one. And even then, actually, even without using boss, I have Miraidon in hand, so I have ways, basically, not singular but plural, to win this game. I think that's right. Plural is more than 2, I think. I don't know, bro. It's been years since I've been to English class. There we go. So hits me for the 280, taking out my poor Raikou. My Raikou has 390 damage on it. So Raikou is definitely knocked out. So I see the glaring win right there in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and promote that Raikou. And we have ourselves Miraidon. Look, I do 290, so I'm able to close out the game right here and finish out for the last 2 prizes. So yeah, I'm able to take the victory against Giratina, even with my 2 glaring mistakes and this deck being as basic as the basic of White Girls and my Energy Recycler is priced. That's even better, right? But thank you guys all so much for watching the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Was able to crank out 1200 damage with this deck, which is pretty sweet. But we'll be back with some more content for you guys soon. Take care. Love you guys. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.